Just a stone's throw away from one of the busiest interstates on the East Coast, you'll discover a refuge, an urban oasis teeming with wildlife and native plants of all kinds. The Julie J. Metz Neabsco Creek Wetlands Preserve offers work-weary bodies and minds a place to enjoy fresh air, marvel at the abundant and varied wildlife, and simply shed the stresses of day-to-day life. And best of all, it's right here in Prince William County. The history of the Julie J. Metz Neabsco Creek Wetlands Preserve can be traced back to 1608, when Neabsco Creek was first mapped by the famous English explorer, Captain John Smith. Later, in the 18th century, Neabsco Creek was home to many shipyards and wharves. Iron furnaces would also rise along its banks, providing vital munitions to the American military during the American Revolution and the War of 1812. By the late 1800s, the area occupied by the wetlands had been clear-cut of timber, resulting in heavy siltation and runoff, creating wetlands that were filled with shrub and scrub plants. So the wetlands really began taking form in the 19th century, making them a historically important area. The construction of the wetlands as we know it today began in 1995 and is the first wetlands bank in Northern Virginia approved by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
The wetlands is named after Julie J. Metz. It's now the Julie J. Metz Neabsco Creek Wetlands Preserve. Julie J. Metz worked for the Army Corps of Engineers and was really in on the beginning days of wetlands banks and that technology. She passed away in 1995 from breast cancer, and the wetlands was named in her honor.
The wetlands consists of 227 acres and 7 individual pod systems, which as a whole serve a vital role in helping to improve water quality. The wetlands also host vegetation unique to the environment that exists there.
Vegetation that's required in wetlands is considered to be anaerobic in nature, which means some plants that survive in a depleted oxygen environment and require water year-round.
But that's not all you'll find living at Metz. Have a look beneath the water's surface, and you'll find more.
That place hosts all sorts of aquatic wildlife, such as the beaver, the blue herring, which is not aquatic, but of course thrives on the fish, and of course the aquatic macroinvertebrates, which are aquatic insects, and everything that's intertwined in that aquatic food web. These are basic building blocks to our food chain.
Improving water quality is a key function of a wetland, with water filtration and storage being the primary function.
When excessive water enters these wetland areas, they retain the water for a long period of time, which otherwise, without the existence of these things, they would just simply go downstream and possibly flood out people's properties in areas that we normally would not have this issue. It will have a capability of recharging our streams even when we are not getting normal precipitation. Those are critical, and recharging our groundwater so that the wells and the aquifers will have sufficient water supply. Also, it does enhance the quality of our life, providing recreational opportunities.
With over 2 miles of guided nature trails for hiking, walking, or jogging, recreational opportunities do abound. The wetlands is a place that offers extraordinary natural beauty and a chance to enjoy it at your own pace. With an abundance of plants and wildlife visible at every step, you never know what you might see.
It's a great place to go if you're into bird watching, to see butterflies, dragonflies, native plants, turtles, all sorts of wildlife lives in Metz Wetlands. There's also a number of trail systems, so it's a great place for exercise. There's not a lot of wetlands, and especially wetlands banks, in this area for folks to enjoy. So we're really lucky that we have one right here in Woodbridge and in Prince William County.
So whether you're looking to hike, check out unique wildlife, or take an opportunity to relax, breathe, and shed the stresses of daily life, we encourage everyone to visit this remarkable urban oasis rich with life. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of an emerging wetland and reflect on the history of this important waterway.